So picture this. You're 22, you've got a steady job in it, you're living in Dublin, and it's December 2000. Your office Christmas party is going full tilt. Drinks are flowing, the crack is 90, and you're bouncing from the Hilton to copper-faced jacks like you're on tour. Now it's nearly half 3 in the morning. Rain is hammering down so hard it feels like the weather is personally offended by your existence. And to make it worse, yep, there's a taxi strike. Classic Dublin. So here you are, Trevor Deely, drenched, tired, just trying to get home, and you're about to walk into history not because of anything wild you did, but because you became the main character in Ireland's creepiest CCTV moment. As Trevor heads toward his office, he passes the security camera. There he is, clear as day, hoodie up, umbrella in hand, and then, boom, he waves, but not at the camera. He waves at someone in the shadows, someone who's just standing there. That's the moment that sticks. 1 second, you're just a guy heading home after a night out. The next second, you're locked into a freeze frame that Ireland will pick apart for decades. A wave to a stranger, a chat at the gate, then gone. It's like CCTV decided to be both the hero and the worst detective ever. The camera gave us Trevor's last known moments, but it also gave us the ultimate unsolved cliffhanger. First up, Trevor Deely, 22 years old, from Naas, County Kildare, living the Dublin city life, worked in it at the Bank of Ireland, and honestly, he was the definition of normal. Like the kind of guy who shows up on time, does the work, goes for pints, goes home. No dark past, no shady deals, no enemies hiding in the bushes. Just a genuinely likable, regular young man. If this were a movie, Trevor would be the guy you never expect to vanish because he's too normal to vanish. That's the first twist. Then we've got the man in black. Yeah, it sounds like a bad Johnny Cash tribute act, but no. This guy is seen on CCTV lurking at the office gate waiting. Not for minutes, for half an hour. In the rain. Who even does that? If you wait half an hour outside in Irish weather, you're either a stalker, a saint, or seriously lost. He chats with Trevor for a moment, and then just like Trevor, he disappears. We don't know who he was. We don't know what he wanted. It's like he walked out of the shadows and back into them. And then comes the man on Haddington Road. This is where things get juicy. CCTV catches Trevor walking past an ATM at around 4:14 in the morning. He's got the umbrella, he looks fine. 30 seconds later, another guy strolls by in the same direction. For years, everyone thought this was the same man in black. Creepy, right? A shadow following him. But plot twist, years later, guards confirm it's not the same man. They actually tracked him down, spoke to him, and cleared him. Totally innocent. Which means we're back to square one. So our cast looks like this. A regular guy who shouldn't have disappeared. A mysterious figure in black who hung around in the rain like he had nothing better to do. And a second guy who looked suspicious but turned out to be just some randomer on his way home. That's it. That's all the main characters. And 25 years later, Ireland is still asking, who the hell was Trevor waving at? It's December 8th, 2000. Picture Dublin lit up for Christmas, the streets buzzing, everyone half cut from mulled wine and office parties. And in the middle of all that, Trevor Deely. The night starts classy Bank of Ireland's Christmas bash at the Hilton. Drinks, food, the usual small talk about who's getting a bonus and who's just getting fired. From there, Trevor and the crew slide into copper-faced jacks, the place where half the city somehow ends up whether you want to or not. Then they hit Buck Whaley's because why go home when you can keep the night going? By the time Trevor finally leaves, it's around 3:25 in the morning. And here's where the universe decides to mess with him. Mini twist, a taxi strike. That's right, on the one night you actually need a cab, the whole fleet vanishes. Add in heavy rain and Trevor basically has no choice but to hoof it across the city. So here he is, 22 in dress shoes, walking through pouring rain in Dublin at stupid o'clock in the morning. If you've ever tried walking home after a night out in that weather, you know it's like being punished by the gods. But Trevor pushes on and unknowingly walks straight into a mystery that's gonna haunt Ireland for decades. So Trevor's on his rainy march home when he makes a pit stop at the one place you'd least expect at 3:30 in the morning, his office. Yeah, Bank of Ireland HQ, because nothing screams wild night out like going back to work after the club. Why did he stop there? Two reasons. First, the rain. Trevor wasn't about to walk through a Dublin storm looking like a drowned rat. He heads inside to grab an umbrella. And second, he actually goes full home but he makes himself a cup of tea. I mean, only in Ireland do you pause mid-disappearance for a tea break. While he's in there, Trevor leaves a voicemail for a colleague, and this is important. His tone is relaxed, casual. He basically says, "Hey, it's me, just checking in. All good on my way home." No panic, no weird vibes, nothing that screams, "My life is about to become a cold case." And that's the twist here. We get this little window into Trevor's night. He's dry now, he's got caffeine in him, and he's heading home like a normal guy. No drama, no mystery, at least not yet. When he walks back out the door, umbrella in hand, he's stepping into history, and the cameras are ready. Here's where things officially get creepy. Trevor leaves his office, umbrella in hand, ready to brave the storm, and standing right there at the gate is him, the man in black. Now this dude isn't just passing by. CCTV shows he'd been hanging around outside that gate for half an hour. Half an hour in Irish rain. Like, who does that? Nobody voluntarily loiters in December rain unless they've got a serious reason or zero brain cells. Trevor walks out, they exchange a few words. Short chat, nothing dramatic, nothing physical, just a moment. And here's the kicker. That's the last confirmed conversation Trevor ever has with anyone. So the big question, who the hell was this guy? Two of Trevor's colleagues were also seen near the office around that time. For a hot minute, people thought maybe they were involved, but now the guards cleared them, which just leaves mystery man soaking wet lurking in the shadows. And that's the twist. CCTV caught the meeting. We can see it. We know it happened. But 25 years later, we still don't know who this guy was or what he wanted. He just melts back into the night like he was written out of the script. Fast forward to around 4:14 in the morning. Trevor's walking down Haddington Road, umbrella in hand, hood up, probably just dreaming of his bed. He passes the Bank of Ireland ATM, and lucky us, the camera catches him. There it is, his last confirmed sighting. A blurry, rainy, pixelated video clip that's basically the Mona Lisa of Irish true crime. People have zoomed in, circled it, slowed it down, played detective for decades, and still nothing new. But here's the twist. About 30 seconds after Trevor walks past the ATM, another guy shows up on camera. Same direction, same road. Everyone's brains went straight to, that's him, the man in black following Trevor. Suspense, right? It looked like the perfect plot twist. Except, no. Years later, the guards finally tracked that guy down. And guess what? He wasn't following Trevor at all. He was just some random dude heading home. Totally cleared. Innocent. So the one smoking gun CCTV moment, yeah, it turned out to be a dead end, which leaves us with nothing. Just Trevor walking alone in the rain, disappearing into the dark. So Monday rolls around. No Trevor at work. At first, people are like, hey, maybe he's still recovering from the party. Because let's be honest, who hasn't ghosted work after a wild weekend? But then his family realizes this isn't just a hangover. Something's wrong. They go full detective mode. Posters, leaflets knocking on doors, begging anyone who might have seen Trevor to come forward. They basically do the job for the guards, who at that point are still playing catch-up. And here's where things get weirder. Divers are sent into the River Dodder and the Grand Canal. Sounds promising, right? Nope. Nada. And the excuse? They couldn't fully drain the canal because it might damage the structure. Translation: Dublin buildings are so dodgy, we can't even look for a missing person without risking a flood. The search then jumps to Alaska. Yes, Alaska. Turns out Trevor had visited a girl there weeks before he disappeared, so investigators check it out. Big international detective energy, but again, nothing. Just another cold lead in a case already colder than the Alaskan winter. Fast forward to 2016 and the case gets reopened. The CCTV footage is enhanced, slowed down, sharpened like it's suddenly CSI Dublin, and the guards say they're now convinced the same man in black shows up both at the office gate and behind Trevor on Haddington Road, which sounds massive, and they even throw in a €100,000 reward. But once again, no answers. Then comes 2017, new tip-off. A 3-acre site in Chaplazat gets searched after whispers link Trevor's disappearance to a Crumlin gang. Big dig, huge resources, news coverage everywhere. What do they find? A stash of drugs and a gun. Cool if you're doing a gangland documentary. Useless if you're looking for Trevor. Just another false dawn. So at this point, the investigation is like a bad Netflix series. Lots of episodes, lots of side plots, but no resolution. And the family? Still stuck on the pilot episode, waiting for someone to finish the damn story. So after years of nothing but rainy CCTV freeze frames and dodgy theories, the guards finally drop a big update in December 2023. They announced they've identified the man walking 30 seconds behind Trevor on Haddington Road. And here's the punchline: he's innocent, totally cleared, just some randomer heading home. So 23 years of people circling this guy on YouTube videos, TikToks, and Reddit threads. For what? For the guards to show up decades later and go, "Nah lads, wrong fella." It's the investigation equivalent of getting excited for a new season finale and realizing it's just a recap episode. Then December 2024 rolls around. The 24th anniversary of Trevor's disappearance. The guards launch another fresh appeal. New posters, new headlines, same old questions. Except this time, there's a gut punch. Trevor's dad, Michael, had died in August heartbroken. He went to his grave never knowing what happened to his son. That hits different, because now the story isn't just about a missing 22-year-old. It's about a family that's been carrying this weight for almost a quarter of a century, and losing a parent who never got answers. That's the kind of tragedy no CCTV camera can ever capture. So here we are, nearly a quarter of a century later. The case still cold, the umbrella still remembered, and Ireland still asking what happened to Trevor Deely. This whole case is basically Ireland's longest running what the hell thread. Think about it. We've got Irish CCTV stepping up as both the hero and the world's worst detective. It gave us the last known images of Trevor, but also managed to raise more questions than answers. Thanks, Pixels. Then there's the man in black. If you pitched this character in a movie, people would call it cliché. A guy lurking in the shadows, waiting in the rain, just to have a quick chat and vanish. He's either the key to everything, or the weirdest coincidence Dublin has ever seen. And don't forget the Haddington Road mystery man. For decades, the internet treated him like prime suspect number one. Circles on Reddit, dramatic music on YouTube breakdowns. Then the guards casually say, "Yeah, we found him. Totally innocent." Cheers for the 23-year anxiety spiral, lads. The searches? Comedy gold if they weren't so tragic. Divers in canals, tip-offs about gangs, random Alaska detours. Honestly, it reads like an over-budget Netflix doc where the producers forgot what the main story was supposed to be. And the family? They've carried this case harder than anyone. Posters, interviews, constant appeals. They never gave up. Even when the guards basically pressed refresh every few years and called it an update. So here's the kicker. You'd think in Dublin on a stormy December night, a 6-foot lad with a branded umbrella would be easy to track. But nope. Trevor Deely walked into the rain and never came back. No trace, no body, just a CCTV freeze frame, a stranger in the shadows, and a family that still doesn't know what happened. And the real irony? The umbrella stuck around in people's memory. The CCTV clip became infamous. But Trevor himself, he disappeared. And almost 25 years later, Ireland is still left staring at that grainy footage, waiting for an answer that never comes.